What's up guys, it's Hubs, and as I promised, here's my video on Frontier Hunter EX3 End Mode. So I pretty much use the same party as I did before, except for one change. I took out one of my Anima Serins, and I brought in my Duel-GX. And the reason for that, I'm also using the Protector set as well. I've used both Protector and Balance set and with ease, but Protector set just is a better safety net if in case you run into some more annoying units. In the ideal situation, I would take Balance and I would just destroy every round, but it's not always the case, so I take Protector, it's safer. So my change was I actually bring a Duel-GX now instead. Uses a Medulla Gem. My Serins are all using Angelic foils still, and the Felenus, as you saw, was using a Medulla Gem as well. So the reason I brought Duel-GX is because End is significantly harder than Middle, and what makes it significantly harder is the Thunder units are stronger, which means, for example, if you get Lock in the last round and he unleashes one God Piercing on you, you lose. His BB is God Piercing, by the way. You'll lose probably 2 or 3 of your Serins in one turn alone, and the game is over. So I bring Duel-GX because he has his Brave versus special increases everyone's crit rate for 3 turns, and he adds Dark Element attack to everyone in my party for 3 turns. And what the Dark Element attack does is, even though my Serin is default water type, if I turn on Duel-GX's Brave Verse, so I add that Dark Element to my Serin's attack, and then I attack a Thunder unit, I will do normal damage to it. I won't do reduced damage, it will be normal damage. In addition to this, I actually also have a max level, Zelban instead, which raises defense for 3 turns and adds Earth Element attack to my team, which you would think is even better. I actually used him at first, and I ran into a bunch of Thunder units, and what happened was I was too strong. I killed them too fast. And the reason I'm using Duel-GX is because the critical increase and Dark Element makes it so I basically do normal damage to everything. And then the critical applies, to all of them, so the damage is a lot more evened out, so I get multi-kills more often. You can see here, like in this video, in the previous stage of Burning Stage, I actually already screwed up once. I killed one by accident because my Felenus crit. But other than that, it was basically the same as previous ones. You lower them all down, Brave Burst kill everything. Second round too, also was too strong. That Thunder unit died in the first turn because, again, too strong. And I probably would have killed all 3 of these if I brought Balance set instead, and I podded, or I used the attack pod as well, which is why I like the Balance set as well. And the Fujin potions make the first round a lot easier because you just Fujin 3 of your units and then Brave Burst, and everyone will be full for the next turn. But yeah, so like the first couple were, the same as previous Frontier Hunters. Really easy. Throw a defense elixir if you're scared, bring everyone low, Brave Burst everyone. And if you use a party of Serins, and I know like most people don't have a party of Serins, realistically most people are running more like Curie teams, Dark teams still, or Rainbow teams, which they're fine as well. They're harder to use, but basically if you're using those teams, you still want to use Felenus as your lead. So for this third round, or third battle, I tried to bring this Melchio guy to low enough that I could wipe them all out with a one single Brave Burst, so I get multi-kill for everything. But I made another mistake again, so you can see, like, I've actually run this quite a bit already. I think after this run I became rank 75. But multi-killing is not really that important anymore. Because you usually will multi-kill everything because you're spamming Brave Burst and you have a huge number of sparks, you actually build most of your points off sparks. Like every run I usually get like around 50,000 points in sparks as well, and then like 1 turn winning or 3 turn winning gives a lot as well. Like, let's see, at the end of this, how much should I get for sparks? 46,000. Weak element attack, because Duel-GX adds that Dark Element as well, so that's really good. I'm actually surprised. I think this run, um, I got over 900k points, but you can see like, okay, so the first 3 rounds were okay. Like the slime rounds is one of the best. Either the slimes or there's like 3 really good ones, and then there's like one really bad possible first round, which only has 2 units, a light and a dark one, which only give you about 50,000 points, which is really unfortunate because everything else gives you about like 150,000. The second battle was pretty good for me too. The third battle was pretty decent. This fourth one sucks. Vargas is one of the most annoying units to deal with, and it's lucky that I use a party of Serins because they're all water type, so he's actually really easy for me. I don't think I have to waste any defense elixirs or demon flutes as well for him. Um, but I mean, Vargas is not the worst. I mean, he actually drops a lot of gold coins. You can't really see it because there's a bug. There's a visual bug right now where a lot of the items that drop, like Brave Crystals, Heart Crystals, coins, or Zal, and then silver coins in Frontier Hunter, it looks like they're not dropping, but they actually are. So I attack, you can see the attack now, and it looks like a couple coins dropped, but you can see that I gained like 10,000 coins. And it's just a visual bug right now, so you wouldn't know about it. But no, this Vargas has actually dropped a lot of coins. And because it's so spark focused now, I'm going to build probably another 50,000 points with sparks. And then with weak element attacks, I'll probably build up another like 50,000. And then, so actually at the end of the stage, even though he's a single unit, I probably end up farming like at least 150,000 points from this guy. But something to be sure about, Vargas is actually one of the hardest fourth stage bosses you can come up against, and especially if you're not using a water team with like Serins in it, because so first of all, after 50% HP, he gets that attack buff as well, and a lot of times you might not know this, but Serin actually has weakness to her Brave Burst, or it can inflict weakness to Vargas, which makes him do even less damage to me, even though all of my units are also water type. Um, so, I mean, if you're running Dark, he can easily just destroy your team like nothing. Um, Granted, like, I am using Angelic foils, so, I mean, they're not even active at this point, which is another reason why people do favor Medulla Gem sometimes. I still prefer Angelic foil. Um, but if you also didn't see that last round, so if you get Vargas on the fourth battle, you can take him down from 100 to 0, and then once he hits 0, he revives and gets half of his HP back. So really, it's a bit longer of a battle. It's not one of the ideal ones you can run into on the fourth stage. There are a bunch of other better ones. Um, and then again, here for the fifth round, I would say this is kind of unlucky because Lugina is actually I would say the hardest, definitely the hardest fifth stage boss you can run into. The other ones are, I've seen 4 in total so far. So there's Lugina here. There's the Sephiroth that has been around since Frontier Hunter Season 1 and 2, and now it's still in 3. It was definitely the strongest for like those last 2 seasons. I would say it's the second strongest now. They still do a ton of damage just like before. They curse, they paralyze. So if you run into that stage without items, then you basically just will lose. It's the same for Lugina stage. I actually came to the stage with like, I think, was it 2 demon flutes and 2 defense elixirs? So I was loaded. I also have like my revives, and I still had elixirs and pure elixirs. So I mean, I was full on items for this stage basically. The other 2 that I ran into is 4 6-star starters. So you got Ez, Vargas, Selena, and Lance. That one I would say is a stage that I like the best because I often get like maybe 200 to 250,000 points from it. It is easiest to farm, and they're also the easiest to beat in my opinion. Um, and then the second easiest is the set with Lorand, Locke, Edia, and Dean, which has been around since I think since Frontier Hunter Season 1 and 2 as well. Yeah, they've been around for a while, and they're super easy as well. It's similar to the starters one, but I'm a bit more afraid because Locke has that god-piercing skill and can basically one-shot my Serins. So basically, if I'm unlucky and I didn't bring Lugina or not Lugina, sorry, Zalban, and I brought Duel-GX instead, I would be afraid. But if I have Zelbon, then I'll be a lot safer. Um, so just to touch up on that a bit more, if you're running these mono element teams like Serin or Kayena, for example, like you need to bring this extra unit, which is one of those new summons. Like Duel-GX has the added dark element, and I use Zaban as well. Zaban is really good as well. When I first started, like I said before, he was my first pick because, well, I had a max level 81 Guardian as well, and I mean he adds defense boost for 3 turns, which is huge. Um, Lightning units, so with weakness on Serin plus my Zaban's defense boost, lightning units. For the 4th stage, there's like a set of 2 lightning units, Falma, I think, and Sky Boss Graph or something. Two thunder units. And when they both get weakened, and I have my Zaban's defense boost up, and I think a defense elixir as well, they were doing 1 damage to me. Simple as that. And then I would just destroy them because I would be super effective against them because Zaban adds earth element attack. So that was really great as well. And there's one more that I want to try, and I just can't yet because I haven't leveled her. It's Michelle. She adds fire attack, and she adds an attack boost. So right now I use Duel-GX because he gives crit, but I might want to change over to Michelle when I max her out because she gives attack boost. So that's guaranteed damage, whereas Duel-GX is just crit chance. Like, crits are great, but I mean, I could have up damage and I could still crit even without Duel-GX. So that's the next one I want to try. But anyways, yeah, so I just beat Lugina now. It was a pretty lengthy run, but he also drops a ton of silver coins as well, and because it's so long, I also rack up a ton of spark points, just attack bonuses, and so yeah, 800k, that's 800,000 is what you need for the last item. I think it's a divine stone or something like that, which is great. And then I mean victory bonus. If I hadn't lost a unit there, I would be at 950k. Because survivability bonus is 30k points as well. But that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed that.